Hello and welcome to Sleepy Hub, your home for sleepy facts and more. Tonight we take a voyage beyond the beach and into our beautiful oceans. But first, let's fully relax and let go of the day. Finding comfortable positions sitting or laying down. Begin to focus on your breathing. Take a slow, deep breath in and let it drift gently out. Feel your body soften as the day begins to fall away, like sand slipping between your fingers. Tonight, we will take a gentle journey together, one that drifts upon the waves and wanders through the mysteries of the ocean. So let yourself get comfortable. If you are lying in bed, imagine the mattress beneath you as the steady earth, solid and supportive. The blankets around you are like the sea itself, wrapping you in warmth, flowing softly across your skin. Close your eyes if you wish, and allow your breath to become the tide. In and out, calm, steady, eternal. Now imagine a golden light above your head, just like the sun rising over a horizon of water. This light begins to glow softly, washing down over your forehead, melting the thoughts that may still linger there. It slides gently over your eyes, your cheeks, your jaw. Releasing tension with every exhale. Your shoulders, where the weight of the day may have rested, let go. Sinking deeper into comfort. The light drifts down through your arms, your hands, all the way to your fingertips, and everything softens. Breathe again, and feel the golden warmth reach your chest, your heart rising and falling with the rhythm of the tide. Your belly loosens, your hips and thighs relax, your legs feel heavy and supported, and even your feet rest easily. From head to toe, you are a quiet shoreline now. Kissed by gentle waves, nothing to do but rest. The ocean has always been a place of mystery and peace. It covers most of our planet, stretching endlessly beyond the horizon. And yet, when we stand beside it, we feel at home. Its rhythm is our rhythm, every wave echoing the beat of our heart, every tide moving with the breath of the moon. Tonight, we will listen to its stories. We will drift back in time to the ocean's first beginnings, when the world was young and seas were new. We will sink gently into its depths, where sunlight fades and strange creatures glow like stars in the darkness. We will follow its waves and currents, its great migrations, its shaping of human history. And in the end, we will simply float, held in its vast, eternal calm. But for now, all you need to do is breathe. Let the sound of these words wash over you like water flowing across sand. Let yourself be carried by the tide of this story. You are safe here, resting on the shore of your own imagination. Tonight, the ocean is your lullaby, your companion, your gentle cradle. Its story will keep you company as you drift into sleep. Chapter 1: The Birth of the Ocean. Close your eyes and imagine the Earth long, long ago. Not the blue and green planet we know now, but a young, restless world. The land was raw and fiery, with volcanoes breathing smoke into the air and rivers of molten rock flowing across its surface. There were no forests, no animals, no seas yet, only the wild, untamed beginnings of a planet finding its shape. Now picture clouds gathering, heavy and dark, filled with water drawn up from the cooling earth. Rain begins to fall, first as gentle drops, then as endless showers that continue for thousands of years. The land drinks deeply. The rivers carve new paths, and low places begin to fill, slowly, patiently. The first oceans are born, vast basins collecting the sky's tears, spreading wider and deeper, until they cover much of the earth. Some stories say that comets, carrying ice across the cosmos, may have also delivered water to our young planet. Imagine these travelers from the stars striking the earth, leaving behind their frozen gifts, melting into pools that would one day become seas. Whether from the sky above or the stars beyond, water came, and the world was transformed. These newborn oceans were not quiet places. They boiled and churned with heat, their waters mixing with minerals from the land. Yet within that restless mix, something extraordinary began to stir. Tiny sparks of life, so small you could not see them with your eyes, floated in the salty water. These were the first living things, single-celled beings, fragile and simple, yet carrying within them the seed of everything to come. Imagine them drifting gently, carried by currents, feeding on the sunlight and the chemicals of the earth. Over time, they learn to breathe differently, to grow, to change. They became the ancestors of all life, of trees, of animals, of us. When you look at the ocean now, you are gazing into the cradle of life itself, the place where everything began. The ocean grew deeper, its waves stronger, its rhythm steady. With each tide, the young earth found balance. The oceans cooled the air, softened the land, and shaped the weather. Even before humans arrived, even before forests stretched across the continents, the sea was already singing its ancient song. Think of this. Every drop of water you have ever touched, every sip you've taken, every rain shower you've felt, every wave you've watched, is part of the same water that has circled our planet since those early days. The water in your glass tonight might once have been part of a glacier or a river, or even a wave that washed upon the very first shore. The ocean holds memory, carrying the story of the earth across time. There is something deeply comforting in knowing that the ocean has always been here, long before our worries, long before our hurried lives. The sea was breathing in its steady rhythm. It has seen the rise and fall of mountains, the shifting of continents, the birth of life itself. And yet tonight, it is here with you. A gentle reminder that you are part of something vast, ancient, and enduring. So as you lie here, imagine yourself standing at the edge of that first ocean. The air smells of rain and earth. the waves lap softly against the stone, and the horizon stretches forever. You dip your hand into the cool water, and in that touch, you feel the beginning of all things. The ocean cradles you, just as it has cradled life for billions of years. Breathe deeply now, in rhythm with the tide. In and out. In and out. You are floating in the oldest lullaby, the ocean's timeless song. Let it soothe you. Let it remind you. You are part of a story far greater than today, and you are held in its vast embrace. Chapter 2. The Depths and Layers. Close your eyes and picture yourself drifting out onto the open sea. The surface is calm tonight, a gentle sheet of blue stretching as far as the horizon. Sunlight dances across the water, sparkling like scattered jewels. It feels so simple from above, just waves and sky. But beneath the surface lies a world layered in wonder, each depth holding its own secrets. The top of the ocean is called the sunlit zone, and here the water glows with warmth and light. Fish flash in bright colors, darting through coral reefs and weaving between seagrasses. Sea turtles glide slowly, their flippers like wings, while dolphins leap joyfully, as though they are playing with the sun itself. It is a lively, busy place, filled with creatures who depend on the light. As you drift lower, the sunlight softens. This is the twilight zone. The glow fades into dusky blues and purples, and the water grows cooler. Here creatures begin to look different, their eyes larger to catch what little light remains, their bodies often shimmering faintly. Some glow with their own gentle radiance, tiny lanterns floating through the dark. Imagine swimming here, surrounded by drifting sparkles, like stars scattered across a midnight sky beneath the waves. And then, deeper still, you enter the midnight zone. No sunlight reaches this place at all. It is dark, cold, and silent, yet not empty. Strange beings drift here. Creatures with glowing eyes, teeth like lanterns, and bodies shaped by mystery. The pressure is immense, heavier than mountains, yet life persists, quietly and uniquely adapted. This hidden world reminds us that even in darkness, life finds a way. If you kept descending, you would eventually reach the very floor of the ocean, deep trenches carved into the earth. Some are so far down they are deeper than Mount Everest is tall. Few humans have ever been here, yet even here, life flickers. Tiny organisms thriving in the most unlikely places, near vents that release heat from the Earth's core. Imagine the warmth rising in clouds, surrounded by complete blackness, like hidden fires burning quietly in the depths. Each layer of the ocean is like a chapter in a story. From the bright surface, alive with color, to the silent depths where light itself cannot reach, every part plays a role in the balance of life. The top layers feed the world with oxygen. The middle layers carry migrating creatures, and the deepest places hold mysteries still unknown. Isn't it soothing to know that the ocean holds both the light and the dark, the seen and the unseen, and all of it belongs? In a way, it is much like us. We have our bright surfaces, the parts of ourselves we show easily to the world, full of laughter and movement. We also carry deeper places, quieter, more private, harder for others to see. Yet those depths hold treasures too: resilience, secrets, wisdom, and wonder. As you rest tonight, imagine yourself floating gently through these layers. First, in the warm light, where dolphins leap and coral sways. Then into the twilight, glowing creatures lighting your path like stars. And then into the calm darkness, where silence is not empty but full of possibility. You are safe in every layer. You are welcome in every depth. The ocean reminds us, light and dark are not enemies, but companions. Together, they make the whole. And so it is with you, dear friend. Chapter 3: Waves and Tides. Imagine standing at the edge of the shore. The sand is cool beneath your feet, the air scented with salt, and before you the ocean moves in its timeless dance. A wave curls forward, rushing playfully towards the land, and then slides back again, leaving behind a shimmering lace of foam. Over and over, the ocean repeats this rhythm, as steady as a heartbeat, as constant as a breath. Waves are one of the ocean's most familiar gifts. From tiny ripples that sparkle in sunlight to towering walls of water during storms, waves carry the energy of the sea across the surface of the world. But if you lean in closely, not with your ears, but with your imagination, you may hear that waves are not only a force of nature, they are also a lullaby. Each rise and fall, each whispering crash, is part of a song that has been playing since the very beginning. Now picture the moon high above, glowing silver in the sky. Though it hangs far away, its pull is felt in every drop of seawater on Earth. This pull is what makes the tides. As the moon circles our planet, it gently tugs at the oceans, drawing the water toward it. The sea rises and falls in answer, swelling like a breath in, then receding like a breath out. Day after day, night after night, the tides keep time with the moon's patient orbit. For centuries, humans have watched these tides, building their lives around them. Fishermen rise early to meet the morning's low tide. Children collect shells left behind as the water retreats. Travelers have set their sails by the turning of the tides, trusting the sea's rhythm to guide them safely to new shores. Even now, when you walk along a beach, the tides are still there, keeping their steady pace, like the Earth's quiet heartbeat. There is comfort in this rhythm, isn't there? To know that no matter how chaotic life feels, the ocean continues to breathe in and out. The waves may rise high or roll small and gentle, but always they return to the shore. The tides may retreat far and leave the beach bare, but always they flow back again. Nothing is lost forever, only carried out, only returned in time. As you lie here, imagine your breath joining the waves. Inhale as the tide comes in, exhale as it drifts away. Feel how natural it is, how your body already knows the rhythm. Just as the ocean never forces its waves, you do not need to force your breath. It moves at its own pace, and that pace is enough. Think too of the way waves can carry away worry. Imagine placing a thought, a concern, a burden onto the crest of a wave. Watch as it rolls gently toward the horizon, becoming smaller and smaller until it vanishes into the great expanse. The sea knows how to hold what you no longer need, dissolving it into its vastness. And when joy comes, you can let the waves carry it toward you, bringing treasures from the deep, seashells, smooth stones, bits of coral, each one a reminder that the ocean gives as much as it takes. Life, like the tide, is a balance of both. Tonight, as you rest, hear the waves in your mind, rising and falling, coming and going, always returning. They are the Earth's oldest lullaby, steady, endless, and true. Let their rhythm carry you deeper into peace, until you too are moving with the tide, calm, steady, and at rest. Chapter 4: Currents and Circulation. Imagine the ocean not as a still body of water, but as something alive, breathing, always in motion. Beneath the calm surface, rivers of water flow invisibly across the globe, connecting one shore to another. These are the currents, the great circulations of the sea, carrying warmth, life, and stories from one part of the world to the next. Close your eyes and picture the Gulf Stream, a mighty current that begins in the warm waters of the tropics. It moves like a giant ribbon, flowing up along the coast of North America, then across the wide Atlantic to touch the shores of Europe. Imagine dipping your hand into the water near Florida, and then, days later, that same warmth brushing against the cliffs of Ireland. The sea is a traveler, always moving, always connecting. Currents do more than move water. They carry life itself. Tiny plankton drifting in the stream may begin in one ocean and end up in another, feeding whales and fish along the way. Seeds from distant plants can ride the water across continents, finding new homes on faraway beaches. Even stories and legends have followed the paths of the currents, carried by the sailors who once set their sails to follow them. Beneath the surface, deeper still, another circulation flows, a conveyor belt of water that takes hundreds, even thousands of years to complete its journey. Cold, heavy water sinks near the poles and slides silently across the ocean floor, creeping along like a shadow. Slowly, it rises again in warmer parts of the world, mixing with the surface, bringing nutrients and balance. Imagine this hidden river as the heartbeat of the planet. Slow, steady, patient. There is something deeply soothing in knowing that the ocean never stops moving. Even when the surface is calm, even when the night is still, deep beneath, the water is flowing, carrying warmth to colder places, bringing coolness to the hot, feeding life, keeping balance. The ocean does not rush. It simply moves as it always has, guided by the pull of the sun, the wind, the earth itself. And isn't it a little like the way our thoughts and feelings flow within us? Some rise quickly, like surface currents, carrying us from one moment to the next. Others are deeper, slower, almost invisible, shaping who we are over years and decades. Like the ocean, we are not meant to be still all the time. Our emotions, our breath, our hearts are always circulating, always moving toward balance. As you rest tonight, imagine yourself floating on one of these great currents. You don't need to steer. You don't need to decide where it takes you. You are simply carried, weightless and calm, from one horizon to the next. The water is steady beneath you, the sky endless above, and you are safe in its arms. The ocean teaches us that movement does not always mean chaos. Sometimes it means harmony. Sometimes it means connection. The water that laps against your shore tonight may one day touch another shore, carrying with it a piece of your world. And in return, the waves bring back something new. A reminder that we are all linked, not just by land or sky, but by the quiet, steady circulation of the sea. So breathe now, in rhythm with those hidden rivers. Inhale, like the current rising to the surface. Exhale, like the deep water sinking again into stillness. Trust the flow, gentle and eternal, guiding you into peace. Chapter 4. Currents and Circulation. Imagine the ocean not as a still body of water, but as something alive, breathing, always in motion. Beneath the calm surface, rivers of water flow invisibly across the globe, connecting one shore to another. These are the currents, the great circulations of the sea, carrying warmth, life, and stories from one part of the world to the next. Close your eyes and picture the Gulf Stream, a mighty current that begins in the warm waters of the tropics. It moves like a giant ribbon, flowing up along the coast of North America, then across the wide Atlantic to touch the shores of Europe. Imagine dipping your hand into the water near Florida and then, days later, that same warmth brushing against the cliffs of Ireland. The sea is a traveler, always moving, always connecting. Currents do more than move water. They carry life itself. Tiny plankton, drifting in the stream, may begin in one ocean and end up in another, feeding whales and fish along the way. Seeds from distant plants can ride the water across continents, finding new homes on faraway beaches. Even stories and legends have followed the paths of the currents, carried by the sailors who once set their sails to follow them. Beneath the surface, deeper still, another circulation flows, a conveyor belt of water that takes hundreds, even thousands of years to complete its journey. Cold, heavy water sinks near the poles and slides silently across the ocean floor, creeping along like a shadow. Slowly, it rises again in warmer parts of the world, mixing with the surface, bringing nutrients and balance. Imagine this hidden river as the heartbeat of the planet, slow, steady, patient. There is something deeply soothing in knowing that the ocean never stops moving. Even when the surface is calm, even when the night is still, deep beneath, the water is flowing, carrying warmth to colder places, bringing coolness to the hot, feeding life. Keep in balance. The ocean does not rush, it simply moves as it always has, guided by the pull of the sun, the wind, the earth itself. And isn't it a little like the way our thoughts and feelings flow within us? Some rise quickly, like surface currents, carrying us from one moment to the next. Others are deeper, slower, almost invisible, shaping who we are over years and decades. Like the ocean, we are not meant to be still all the time. Our emotions, our breath, our hearts are always circulating, always moving toward balance. As you rest tonight, imagine yourself floating on one of these great currents. You don't need to steer. You don't need to decide where it takes you. You are simply carried, weightless and calm, from one horizon to the next. The water is steady beneath you, the sky endless above, and you are safe in its arms. The ocean teaches us that movement does not always mean chaos. Sometimes it means harmony. Sometimes it means connection. The water that laps against your shore tonight may one day touch another shore, carrying with it a piece of your world. And in return, the waves bring back something new, a reminder that we are all linked, not just by land or sky, but by the quiet, steady circulation of the sea. So breathe now in rhythm with those hidden rivers. Inhale like the current rising to the surface. Exhale like the deep water sinking again into stillness. Trust the flow, gentle and eternal, guiding you into peace. Chapter 5. Coral Reefs and Coastal Wonders. Imagine yourself wading into shallow, crystal-clear waters where sunlight filters down in golden beams. Beneath the surface lies a world more colourful than any painter's palette. Coral reefs, often called the rainforests of the sea. These places are alive with movement and light, each corner bursting with tiny miracles. At first glance, corals may look like rocks or plants, but in truth, they are living creatures, tiny polyps, soft and delicate, joining together to build vast structures. Piece by piece, over centuries, they create whole cities beneath the waves. Imagine small glowing lanterns, each no bigger than a fingertip, joining hands to form palaces of stone and colour. Fish dart between the branches, some painted in stripes, others glowing in blues and oranges brighter than gems. a sea turtle glides gracefully past, its shell patterned like an ancient mosaic. In the distance, you hear the faint crackle of shrimp snapping their claws, a reminder that even in stillness, reefs hum with life. Coral reefs are nurseries of the sea. Many young fish find their first shelter here, hiding in the nooks and crannies, growing strong before venturing into deeper waters. The reef provides food, protection and community, just as a village does for its people. And along the coastlines, the wonders continue. Mangrove trees stretch their roots into brackish water, weaving thick tangles that cradle baby sharks and tiny crabs. Seagrass meadows sway gently with the tide, like fields of green beneath the waves, nourishing turtles and manatees who graze slowly, peacefully. The edges of the ocean are places of abundance, where life gathers, flourishes, and thrives. There is something deeply comforting about these coastal wonders. They remind us of the importance of community, of small things joining together to make something greater. A single coral polyp is fragile, but together they create fortresses that can be seen from space. One mangrove root may not seem like much, but a forest of them shelters thousands. Even the smallest contributions matter, just as every breath, every kindness, every moment of peace we offer becomes part of something larger. Coral reefs also teach us about fragility. Their beauty is strong but delicate, sensitive to the warmth of the water, the clarity of the light. Just as our hearts are strong but tender, the reefs remind us that gentleness and care are needed for life to flourish. So as you rest tonight, imagine yourself floating above a coral reef. The water is warm, the colors soft and glowing. Bright fish weave around you like ribbons of light, and a gentle current carries you as if you are part of the reef itself. You are surrounded by abundance, by beauty, by life working together in harmony. The ocean whispers, even the smallest being has a role to play, and even the quietest presence adds to the song of the world. You too are part of this harmony, an essential note in life's endless symphony. Chapter 6: Ocean Giants. Close your eyes and imagine yourself drifting into deeper water, where the horizon stretches endlessly and the sea grows darker and calmer. Suddenly, from the distance, you sense a presence, vast, graceful, and ancient. A whale rises slowly from the depths, its enormous back arching above the surface, glistening in the sunlight before it slips back into the blue. Whales are among the largest beings ever to live on Earth, yet their movements are gentle, almost reverent. A blue whale, longer than 2 buses placed end to end, glides as lightly as a feather across the ocean. Its heart alone is the size of a small car, yet it beats slowly, steadily, as if in rhythm with the sea itself. Imagine the deep, resonant song of a whale traveling through the water for miles, a lullaby of the ocean heard by creatures far beyond sight. Nearby, dolphins leap playfully from the waves, their sleek bodies catching the light. They chatter in whistles and clicks, voices weaving through the water like threads of silver. Where whales embody wisdom and depth, dolphins bring joy and playfulness, the laughter of the ocean itself. And then there are the great sharks, often misunderstood, yet no less magnificent. Picture a hammerhead gliding gracefully, its wide head sweeping like a radar, or a gentle whale shark, the largest fish in the world, opening its wide mouth not to hunt but to filter plankton, drifting peacefully through the sea like a giant guardian of calm. Even the creatures that inspire fear are, in truth, vital threads in the ocean's balance. moving with quiet dignity through their watery home. The giants of the sea remind us of perspective. To stand in the presence of a whale or a shark is to feel small, yes, but also deeply connected to something greater. These beings have swum the oceans long before humans walked the earth, and they carry with them an ancient wisdom, a reminder that life is vast, and we are only a part of its great tapestry. Imagine now floating beside one of these gentle giants. Perhaps a humpback whale drifts near you, its enormous fin moving slowly, carefully, as if aware of your presence. You hear its song, low and haunting, a sound that vibrates through your very bones. There is no rush here, no fear, only awe, only peace, only the reminder that you are sharing the water with one of the oldest guardians of the sea. And then, as the whale disappears once more into the depths, you realize the ocean is filled with beings like this. Quiet giants, carrying stories written long before us, continuing long after. To know they exist is to feel the hum of eternity, a reassurance that the world is full of wonders we cannot always see, but that are always moving, always alive. So rest now, imagining these ocean giants swimming slowly through your dreams. They glide beside you, protective and kind, their songs echoing softly in the night. You are small, yes, but you are never alone. The sea itself is your companion, its giants your guardians, reminding you that in the vastness of life, you are always held. Chapter 7. The Ocean and Human History. Imagine yourself on the shore thousands of years ago, before maps, before compasses, before the world was known. The sea stretches out before you, wide, glittering, mysterious. To early people, the ocean was both a giver and a taker, a place of food and a place of fear, a mirror of the sky itself. The first humans to approach the water likely came searching for food, gathering shells, crabs, and fish from the shallows. Over time, they learned to build small boats, carved from hollowed logs or tied reeds, just enough to carry them past the waves. Imagine those first journeys, the courage it took to leave the land behind, trusting the water to hold them. Far across the world, the Polynesians became master navigators. In canoes built for long voyages, they crossed the wide Pacific, guided only by the stars, the wind, and the patterns of the waves. Picture them lying back in their boats, reading the swells of the ocean like a language, knowing by touch alone which way the currents flowed. For them, the sea was not an obstacle, but a pathway, a bridge between islands scattered like jewels across the water. Elsewhere, the Mediterranean cradled the rise of ancient civilizations. Egyptians sailed along the Nile and out into the sea, while Greeks and Phoenicians ventured farther, trading, exploring, telling stories of gods who lived beneath the waves. Sailors spoke of Poseidon with his trident, or sea monsters waiting in the depths, myths that carried both awe and warning. The ocean was alive in their imaginations, as much a character as the heroes who braved it. As time went on, the ocean became a highway for empires. Ships carried spices, silks, and stories across vast distances. Picture the tall sails of Portuguese caravels, the broad decks of Spanish galleons, the bustling harbours of London and Amsterdam. Each ship brought goods, but also ideas, languages, and cultures, weaving the world together in ways that had never been possible before. But the ocean's history with humanity is not only one of exploration, it is also one of struggle. Think of fishermen rising before dawn, casting nets into the dark, hoping for enough to feed their families. Think of whalers braving storms in fragile wooden ships, chasing giants across icy seas. Think of sailors lost to tempests, their names remembered only in songs and prayers whispered by those who waited on shore. The sea has always demanded respect, and yet, through fear and loss, the ocean has remained a companion to humanity. Coastal towns grew from small villages into bustling ports. Children played along the tide pools, collecting shells just as their ancestors did. Poets wrote of the sea's beauty, its mystery, its endless horizon that seemed to call the human spirit outward. In every culture, the sea holds stories. To some, it is a mother giving life and nourishment. To others, it is a test demanding courage and humility. To all, it is a reminder of how small we are and how connected. For the same waves that touched ancient shores continue to roll against the land today, carrying whispers of every voyage, every prayer, every song ever spoken beside them. As you rest tonight, picture yourself standing on a quiet beach, lantern in hand, watching the dark sea stretch to the horizon. Imagine all the people across time who have stood in the same place, dreamers, sailors, wanderers, families. Feel the thread that connects you to them through the water, through the tide, through the ocean that has touched every life in every age. The ocean carries human history within it, just as it carries the salt of tears, the reflection of stars, and the rhythm of the moon. It has been with us from the beginning, and it will remain long after. Its story is our story, woven together in waves. Chapter 8. Secrets of the Deep. Close your eyes and imagine sinking gently beneath the surface of the sea. Sunlight fades as you drift down through the layers, from golden blue into indigo, and then into velvet black. Down here, in the deep ocean, there is no sun, no moon, only endless darkness. Yet this darkness is not empty. It is alive with secrets, with mysteries that stir softly in the water. This is the Midnight Zone, a place few humans have ever seen with their own eyes. The pressure is immense, the cold piercing, and yet life thrives here in shapes more wondrous than any dream. Picture small fish glowing like lanterns, each one carrying its own gentle light. Some flash bright patterns across their bodies, while others shine steadily, like stars in an underwater sky. It is a constellation beneath the waves. Each glow a whisper of survival. Each flicker a message in the dark. Among them swims the anglerfish, with its tiny lantern dangling above its head. In the darkness, it waits, patient and still, using its glow to draw others near. Strange perhaps, but beautiful too. A reminder that even in the darkest places, light has a way of finding us. Imagine drifting farther down, where hydrothermal vents rise from the ocean floor. They look like chimneys, spilling clouds of hot, mineral-rich water into the cold black sea. Around them, life gathers in abundance, giant tube worms, ghostly white crabs, and creatures we might never have imagined. Here, in the most unlikely of places, the ocean sustains whole communities, thriving in the shadow of fire and stone. And deeper still are the great trenches, canyons that cut into the Earth's crust, deeper than mountains are tall. The Mariana Trench is the deepest of them all, plunging down into darkness so profound it feels endless. Few have ever reached its floor, and those who have described it as otherworldly, silent, vast, and humbling. Imagine standing at the bottom of that trench, surrounded by the weight of miles of water, And yet knowing that even here, small, resilient beings are alive, glowing softly in the dark. The deep ocean reminds us how little we truly know. Even now, scientists say we have explored only a fraction of it. New species are discovered with every dive. Creatures with delicate wings, jellyfish that shimmer like rainbows, fish that look like they were sculpted from dreams. The ocean holds secrets older than time, mysteries waiting patiently in the depths. And isn't there something comforting in that? To know that the world still holds wonder, still keeps surprises, still has places untouched by human hands. The deep sea whispers, not everything must be understood. Some things are meant to be mysteries, meant to remind us of awe. As you rest tonight, imagine yourself floating in this deep, secret place. Around you, lights flicker softly like fireflies on a summer night. Strange but beautiful beings drift past, unbothered by your presence, each moving gracefully in its own rhythm. You are not afraid. You are cradled by the water, supported by its vastness. The darkness feels gentle here, like a blanket wrapped around you. Let yourself be carried by the secrets of the deep, unknown, mysterious, and endlessly alive. Just as the ocean holds wonders we cannot see, so too do you carry depths within yourself, places of mystery and resilience, waiting to be honored. The ocean reminds you, you do not need to know everything to be at peace. You can rest in the mystery, trusting that life flows even in the darkest places. Chapter 9. The Ocean and the Climate. Imagine standing on a beach at dawn. The sky is painted with soft pinks and golds, and the waves roll in steadily, as if they are breathing with the world. What you may not realize as you listen to their rhythm is that these waves are part of a vast system that shapes the very air you breathe, the weather above your head, and the balance of life across the planet. The ocean is more than water. It is Earth's great regulator, keeping everything in harmony. Beneath its shimmering surface, the sea absorbs the warmth of the sun, storing it like a gentle blanket. This warmth doesn't stay in one place. It is carried by currents across the globe, spreading balance from the tropics to the poles. Without this, some lands would be unbearably hot, while others would freeze in endless cold. Instead, the ocean shares its gifts, ensuring life can flourish almost everywhere. As you picture the waves moving tonight, imagine them carrying not just water, but stability. Each current is a thread in Earth's great tapestry, weaving together continents and climates, feeding rains to forests and snow to mountains. The ocean is the quiet heartbeat beneath the weather, unseen but always felt. The sea also gives us breath. Tiny plants called phytoplankton drift at the surface, invisible to the eye, but mighty in their work. They dance in sunlight, transforming carbon dioxide into oxygen, filling the air with life. With every second breath you take, you can thank the ocean. Its unseen forests, floating, fragile, endless, are keeping you alive. At the same time, the ocean cradles carbon within its depths. It draws in the excess from the air, holding it safely, protecting the balance of our world. Like a wise guardian, it does this without complaint, without fuss, simply part of its eternal rhythm. And yet, like all guardians, the ocean has limits. Rising temperatures, melting ice, and pollution challenge its balance. Coral reefs fade, currents shift, and storms grow stronger. But even in this, the ocean whispers a lesson, not of fear, but of care. It reminds us that everything is connected, that what we do on land touches the sea, and what touches the sea ripples back to us. There is hope too. Around the world, people are learning again to listen to the ocean, to honor its role in keeping our planet alive. Scientists study its rhythms, communities clean its shores, and children learn to see it not only as a playground or a view, but as a living partner. Just as the ocean has cared for us since the beginning, we are remembering how to care for it in return. And in this partnership lies peace. The ocean is not asking us to solve everything at once. It is asking us to notice, to honor, to walk gently, to live as though the tides that rise and fall each day are not just background, but part of the same breath we breathe, the same rhythm that carries us all. So as you rest tonight, place a hand over your chest and feel your heart beating, steady and strong. Imagine it in time with the waves, in and out, in and out. Your body too is part of this rhythm, part of this great circulation that connects all things. The ocean whispers to you now, I will keep moving, I will keep breathing, I will keep holding you as I have held life for billions of years. Rest and trust that you are carried in my embrace. Chapter 10. A dreamy ocean meditation. Take a deep breath in and let it out slowly, as though you are exhaling across the surface of the sea. Tonight, you have wandered through the story of the ocean, its birth, its depths, its waves and currents, its reefs and giants, its mysteries, and its quiet role in shaping the earth. Now it is time to simply float, to let go of thought, and drift into the peace the ocean has always offered. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a quiet shoreline at dusk. The sky is painted with soft shades of lavender and rose, the last light of day fading into the horizon. The waves lap gently at your feet, cool and refreshing, pulling you closer with every return. The sand beneath you is smooth, warm, holding you as the ocean beckons. You take a step forward and feel the water rise around your ankles. It is neither too cold nor too warm. It is perfect, as though it has been waiting just for you. Another step, and the waves kiss your knees, then your waist, until at last you are floating, weightless, resting in the arms of the sea. The water cradles you like a mother rocking her child, gentle, steady, eternal. Above, the first stars begin to appear, twinkling softly. The moon rises, casting a silver path across the waves, a ribbon of light leading out into the vastness. You realize you are not swimming. You are being carried. The tide knows where to take you. The ocean has always known. Your body feels lighter with every moment, the tension of the day dissolving into the water. Your thoughts, once heavy, drift away like shells left behind on the shore. Even your breath feels easier, rising and falling with the rhythm of the waves. You are no longer separate from the ocean. You are part of it now, flowing, resting, infinite. The water carries you farther from the shore, but there is no fear. The sea is calm and you are safe within it. Around you, the surface glimmers with starlight. Beneath you, the depths hum with ancient life, though you cannot see them. You feel only peace, only stillness, only the quiet knowledge that you are being held. Now, imagine looking down into the water. Though it is dark, you see flickers of light rising from below. Tiny creatures glow softly, drifting upward like lanterns in the night. They gather around you, a constellation of living stars illuminating your path. Each glow is gentle, each one a reminder that even in the deepest darkness, light is always present. You drift on, and the glowing lights guide you toward a vast coral garden, shimmering under the moonlight. The corals are soft blues, pinks and golds, swaying gently with the tide. Fish swim slowly past, their movements calm and unhurried. A sea turtle glides by, ancient and wise, its shell patterned with the marks of centuries. Everything here is at peace, moving together in harmony. You are welcome here. You are part of this living dream. Beyond the reef, the water deepens again, carrying you toward the great expanse of open sea. Suddenly, from the depths, a shape emerges, a whale, enormous and graceful, rising to greet you. Its eye meets yours, deep and calm, filled with quiet wisdom. It sings, a low, resonant call that vibrates through your very bones. The sound is not frightening, it is soothing, like the earth itself humming a lullaby. The whale swims beside you for a while, its presence protective, its song a reminder that you are never truly alone. Eventually, the whale dives again, leaving you floating in the silver light. The stars above are brighter now, countless and infinite. The moon's path stretches farther across the water, guiding you onward. You let yourself follow, each wave carrying you deeper into rest. As you drift, the ocean begins to transform. The water beneath you softens until it feels like silk, like air, like pure comfort. The horizon disappears, and you are floating in a boundless sea of light. You no longer feel where your body ends and the water begins. You are simply part of it. The rhythm, the glow, the dream. In this place, the ocean whispers to you, not with words, but with feelings, calm, safety, love. It tells you that you are vast, just like the sea, that you are timeless, just like the tides, that within you there are depths of strength, rivers of resilience and currents of peace. You have always carried these, even when you forget. Tonight, you're reminded. Tonight, you are held. The water grows even softer now, like a blanket drawing over you. You begin to sink, not downward, but inward, into the quietest part of yourself. It feels like returning home. Around you, the stars blur into a soft glow. The moon fades into mist, and even the waves become nothing more than the gentle rhythm of your breath. Inhale, exhale, a tide all your own. Here, in this stillness, you are safe. You are loved. You are enough. If sleep takes you now, let it. If dreams rise to meet you, let them carry you gently, as the ocean has carried life for all of time. You do not need to think anymore. You do not need to do anything at all. You are already complete. So rest now, dear friend. Drift into the great ocean of dreams. Float in its embrace, timeless and infinite. And know, as you sink into sleep, that the ocean will keep its watch, steady and eternal, singing its lullaby across the world. Good night, moon and waves.